Hey guys, so this is a quick little tutorial on the prop Grim from Spirit of Halloween. This one here, obviously you can see you can decorate them, do whatever you want, kind of dress them up. So particularly I had like kind of like a clown theme going on with my last Halloween. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this one again next year, but I just still left him dressed up. What I did do recently was fully pull him apart, like completely. So he was making like a clicking noise, something with the sensor or whatever that tells it how far the position should move, I think was messed up, as well as his spinal column, which pretty much supports the arms, the torso, well, not the torso, but the arms, the chest, the head, everything is supported by the spinal column assembly, and that's basically what spins around as he's moving and stuff. So that started making some clicking noises because once again I used him a lot during, a few Halloweens where he was going off all the time. There was so many kids coming by and stuff. So I said I was going to pull them apart just to fix the clicking noise, but then, of course, I wanted to do something different. So I thought about an idea of adding lights. So I was going to make a tutorial on adding the lights to his voice box. So that was going to take the power, or I was going to kind of use pretty much like the kids do with the bass speakers, how they set the LED lights up with the bass speakers so when the bass plays, the lights light up. So I was thinking that theory. What I wasn't thinking is that Grim only puts off like 1.5 volts or something. So that's the majority of voltage going through Grim. It's I guess everything's taken down when you plug them in, and they got that special box on there, the converter that throws the right voltage into them. So when I tried to do it originally, he was barely lighting up like a small little light bulb and stuff. I kind of wasn't really getting much of light at all with the speaker as it was. So I went out and ordered, and I'll put them in the description. It was kind of like something like a chip that basically pumps up the power. So you use this chip in like different things if you want them loud or not, make something louder. What I wasn't realizing though is that I would have had to run a separate power wire for that chip. The chip probably would have worked with the separate power wire. I would have had to run 12 volts into this chip and then basically, use it that way and then run the speaker, or I should say the lights, through the power of that. It was getting a little bit tedious because then I would have had to reduce the sound down because I wouldn't want 12 volts running to the little, I think it's like a little 3-watt speaker that he has in there. So then I would have to reduce the power down when it got to the speaker after the lights. So it was kind of running me a little ragged. I mean, I probably could have made it work, but I would have had extra power wires. Would have had probably an additional 2 extra power wires that I would have had to plug in somewhere. So I wasn't really into doing that. So then I thought, let me get a low voltage LED lights, the 1.5 volt LED lights, and see what they do. So that's kind of what I did. The kit that I bought was supposed to come with a variety of colors, which it did. I didn't really get a true red. I wanted a true red for his basically chest area as he's talking. And then I ended up going with, I believe, a green light up where his mouth is. I didn't do anything with the eyes. I know there was a kid and he has a tutorial on changing the eye colors and stuff like that. I didn't do that. Can I do that in, down the road? Sure, but I just wanted something to make mine a little bit more unique and stuff because I do like this prop and there's so many uses that you can do with them, dressing them up and stuff and putting him in different poses. And I mean, he does have the 3-axis head where his head moves, tilts, and his eyeballs can actually move around too. So I mean, it's one of the props there that they did a really good job on back when they built him. And I stand by saying he's probably one of the best props that I've seen that's been made that does the most animation and stuff. It would be nice, yeah, if you could change his voice or whatever, change his speech to say other stuff too, because he only has a couple of phrases, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, you know, you're setting him up and kids still like him, whatever he says. So we'll take a peek here at what I did with the lights and stuff. If you want like a video tutorial on ripping them apart, I believe I recorded most of it, but if not, I'll post some pictures and stuff like that. It's just real tedious because he has a super lot of screws that you have to undo. So yeah, be prepared to, you know, take your time getting these screws. You need like a little skinny Phillips head screwdriver to get at very, I didn't count them all, but there was probably over like, I don't know, 40 screws or something like that, maybe even more than that. So let's take a peek at Grimm in action. You'll see the lights, how they kick on, the way I got it. If somebody knows a better way to do this, they can also add some comments in to make the lights light up when he talks, because I didn't really want them to just light up all the time. Obviously, you could do that. You could put stationary lights shining on him. I wanted something that when he talks, that's when the lights actually get activated. So this is what I came up with. Let's see if we can trigger him.
You best be careful where you tread on this dark night. You don't know who you will run into. Creatures and creepy crawlies lurk out from every shadow. Why, I was just hiding in your closet with the other skeletons. Perhaps we let them all out for some fun.
So you can see there, there is a lot of ambient light coming in this room, and I'm sure the phone is magnifying or trying to do its best to get the best recording out of it. So it's going to try to enhance the image. But these lights here are fairly bright. They're not super bright where they're going to blind somebody, but they're okay. I mean, in a dark environment where I'm going to have Grimm, and the fact that it'll have like a fog machine that's also motion activated that will trigger as well, will add to the ambiance for the next scare during the next coming Halloween that we have. So like I said, this so far has been working. I'm not sure if I'm going to add anything else to them at this point, but there is obviously wires that I had to splice, cut into, add additional wiring, and then basically put the lights kind of where I wanted the lights. I definitely could have done a better job at trying to hide the wires and securing the lights. One of the lights I used like just white duct tape to put one of the lights on. And the other light up top, I think I used hot glue on that light to put in its location. I could be wrong, but I was almost going to drill a hole because they're only, and I'll put them in the description, the little 1.5 volt LED lights that I purchased. You don't need a very big hole, and you could actually drill a hole in them and then basically secure the light that way, and then hot glue probably the back end of it so you don't see the hot glue, or the hot glue doesn't interfere with the light at all when it's going off. So that's another way I could have done it, but this was kind of like a quick, it probably still needs to be tidied up, in other words, because I just wanted to see if it was going to function repetitively. And so far, I mean, it's been over a couple of weeks, and I'll occasionally come in here and just trigger them just to see what it's going to do, and it seems to be working out really good. So kind of happy with these LED lights, and the kit came with so many that even if one of these lights burns out, I can just replace it with another one. So and they were pretty damn cheap. So it's just an idea that I wanted to post. If you guys have any animated, it doesn't have to be a Grimm, but anything that talks and it uses that low voltage, this is a way that you can actually get some additional lighting if you want, lighting effects or whatever, to your animated props. I don't know if this is like a popular video. I don't really think I've seen anything that was honing me in, because I was specifically kind of probably looking at Grimm for this. So maybe I didn't do an abundant search of, just trying to use lights in your Halloween props, but I may have. I just don't think I really came across a lot of doing this particular way of doing it. And there is some work behind it, and obviously, if you do it to a brand new prop, I mean, you're going to avoid. I don't know if these things even come with a warranty, to be honest with you, because normally when you buy it, it's yours, unless it's just totally dead when you get it home. Then they'll probably do something for you, but I really don't think you're going to get much of a warranty on them. So in any case, that's it, and I'll set them off one more time just so you can see
You
it
look
again.
like death warmed over, my friend. This is good. Soon there will be enough of us, and we will terrorize the living until we own this night. Are you with me? Tonight is ours.
And if you heard it there, he still had a little bit of that clicking, so there's something probably off in the timing, because it doesn't click all the time. It's only in certain poses that he does that. I don't know what it is, if there's supposed to be a sensor or not, or what it is, but eventually maybe I'll try to look for a used Grimm just to get an additional motor, because I'm not sure if I can purchase that motor separately, because that's the motor for the whole torso area, and there is a lot of weight on that motor. So once again, I've used Grimm continuous. There was like one Halloween where I think for almost 30 days I had him set up in the front of the house under basically the porch area, and he was getting triggered a lot, because he's like, when you use that sensor on it, the different lights trigger him, so he was getting triggered a lot. So this past Halloween is where I noticed that he actually started making that clicking noise and stuff. So I mean, it seems a lot better. Actually, I know it's probably 90% better than what it was doing prior to this. So what I did kind of did work, securing some extra screws and stuff, and I took the weight that was rubbing on the bottom torso. I took the weight off it, so everything's riding now just basically on pretty much where it should be riding on, the pivot points where it should be riding on, and not rubbing against that bottom torso area. So if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. But yeah, just hopefully that helps somebody get some different ideas on different Halloween props. And it's never too early to start this stuff, because once Halloween comes, you know how hectic things get and stuff. So I'll be working on other props and doing some other stuff, but this was just something technically I wanted to fix him, because I do like Grimm and I've had him for a long time. So alright guys, like I said, any questions, leave them in the comments. Other than that, stay safe, have fun, bye.